I want to talk to you today about the top 5 mistakes that people make when they're trying to deal with past due debts. I'm attorney Charles Laputka, a local Lehigh Valley attorney with offices in Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton to serve your needs. The first mistake that people make is ignoring the debts and just think that they're going to go away. Sure, sometimes the statute of limitations can run. Here in Pennsylvania, the statute of limitations is 4 years, and that is 4 years from the date that you last made a payment or a charge or incurred the debt. So sometimes you can ignore a debt for 4 years and it will go away, or at least the creditor won't be able to sue you to recover the money that you owe them for the debt. But that's not usually the case, and they do have up until 4 years from the date the debt was incurred or the last payment that you made towards the debt in order to be able to file a lawsuit against you. Number 2, the second mistake that a lot of folks make when they are trying to deal with past due debt is hiring a third-party debt consolidation company or a debt settlement company to help them eliminate the debts. Hiring these companies is generally a short-term solution. These companies will send cease and desist letters to your creditors so that you're not receiving the mail or the phone calls. You have no idea what's going on. Then they will collect money from you on a regular basis, and in theory, they will hold that money in escrow while they attempt to negotiate settlements with your creditors. The problem is, not all creditors participate, and that money that they're holding in escrow is being eaten up by their monthly holding costs. So while you may pay several $1,000s into their escrow account and think that the debts are being settled, eventually one of your creditors will stop working with the program and you'll be sued. And then at that point, these third-party debt settlement or debt resolution companies are not local attorneys. Generally, they're not even in your state. And once you get sued locally, you have to go hire an attorney. The unfortunate part is, at that stage, sometimes the only solution is filing bankruptcy. And when you have to file bankruptcy after having paid thousands and thousands of dollars towards some other debts or potentially in settlement fees to the third-party debt collection agency, you end up filing bankruptcy anyway. You're not ahead of the game. Maybe you should have just filed bankruptcy in the first place. It's an option. You should consult with a local attorney to see if that's an option for you. Number 3, the third mistake that folks make when they're trying to deal with issues with their credit is hiring a credit repair company. So the interesting thing about credit repair is it's not really a thing. So what happens is there are folks out there and companies out there that will tell you that they can remove negative marks on your credit. Well, that's true-ish. The reason that I say that it's true-ish is because, again, it's a short-term fix. If you need to have negative remarks removed from your credit, a credit repair company can probably do that, and you might be able to as well. It's because the system allows for certain timelines. If you challenge a negative mark on your credit and the creditor doesn't respond timely, that mark is then removed. But it's only removed temporarily because the credit reporting agency will ultimately receive a response from your creditor, and then they'll just put that negative remark right back on. So a delayed response from a creditor allows for that negative mark to be removed, but it doesn't stay gone for long. If you need a quick boost to your credit to get a new car and a car loan or to get a mortgage loan to buy a house, that's fine. Credit repair generally lasts anywhere from 3 to 6 months, somewhere from 90 to 180 days. But after that, those negative marks come back and you're no better off than when you started, except maybe you got the loan that you were looking for. Number 4, and this is a big one for me. A lot of folks have a lot of unsecured debt, maybe 30, 40, 50,000. So some of the creditors start to sue them, and what do? They run right to their retirement money. They go to 401k, 403bs, IRAs, they cash those in, and they deal with the first creditor that comes calling. Well, if you deal with the first creditor that comes calling and you settle that debt, guess what? All of your other creditors see, by virtue of looking at your credit report, that you've paid one of your debts. So not only are they coming for you, but they're coming faster and harder because they want to get their share of your money before your pockets run empty. So a lot of times what happens in this situation is you end up cashing out a significant portion of your retirement funds and you settle 1 or 2 debts, but you still have 3, 4, 5 more creditors coming after you. At that point, you're out of money. Now, what do? You get sued. So then you go see an attorney and you end up filing bankruptcy. Here's the interesting thing, and this really burns me. When folks have run through their retirement account paying a portion of their debt and then they come to me to file bankruptcy, that retirement account would have been protected in their bankruptcy case, meaning had they come to me before cashing those accounts out and using that money, they could have kept all that money and eliminated all of their debt. The one thing about retirement money is once you take it out of your 401k or your 403b, you'll never put it back again, because any money that you're paying in is money you should be continuing to save for your retirement. While you can replace what you've lost, in replacing what you've lost, you're not putting more money in for the future. So that's why I'm saying anytime you take money out of a retirement account, sure, you could take a 401k loan because you're paying it back. But remember, the money that you're using to pay back is money that you should be just contributing to have that account grow so that you can have more money for retirement in the future. The fifth mistake that a lot of people make when they're dealing with debts is they take out a home equity loan. They try to do a debt consolidation and remove some of the equity from their house. They took out a mortgage. They've been paying on their house 10 or 15 years and some equity has built up. Now all of a sudden there's $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of equity in the home. So what do? They take a home equity loan. They take that unsecured debt that you could otherwise settle or eliminate, and they put liens on their home. It's so sad when I see this happen because, again, just like the IRAs and the 401ks, a home is a protected class of assets in many states. What that means is that you could file bankruptcy and keep all of that equity in your home, just like you can file bankruptcy and keep the money in your IRA, 401k, and other qualified retirement accounts. So it really upsets me when I see folks have $50,000, $60,000 worth of credit card debt, and they consolidate that debt into a lien on their house, and then they can't pay that home equity loan. If you can't pay your home equity loan, your home goes into foreclosure. And guess what? Bankruptcy can't save you from foreclosure by eliminating that home equity loan. Sure, a Chapter 13 bankruptcy can help you restructure that loan and pay it back over time, but you're still having to pay it back. And if the problem is that you borrowed money against your house for a second mortgage, and then you lose income, you lose a job, you become disabled, you get ill, and you can't pay that back, that's now a lien on your house. And believe it or not, even if you have a first mortgage, the second mortgage company or that home equity loan, which is a mortgage, can foreclose on your house and sell it out from under you. So it's really a bad idea to take out a home equity loan without first looking at all of your other options. I'm attorney Charles Laputka, a local Lehigh Valley attorney with offices in Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton to serve your needs. If you're having problems with secured or unsecured debt, credit cards, medical bills, whatever, give us a call. The worst that can happen is you have a free video consultation with our office, and then you know your options. This is a free consultation. There's absolutely no cost or no obligation. I truly just want you to know what your options are before you make one of those 5 mistakes that I've discussed in this video. Give us a call, send us an email, get in contact us one way or another today, and we'll get you on the calendar so that we can give you your options immediately.